Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to the replay if you're coming in after this is already ended. And if you're coming in live, hi, good morning, happy Tuesday, Wednesday, I don't know what day it is, it's summer. We're just having fun. Tell me where you're coming in from. I am trying out a new camera setup today and hoping that I can get all the kinks worked out, and just wanted to come on here and see if you guys could pop in and kind of give me some information, some feedback, and we'll just chit chat about things. Oh, I see somebody is joining us. I've got a setup where I have my tablet going and I have my phone. So I can see on my phone, which is recording, that somebody is there, but I am just now starting to see it on my tablet. Let's see. See if we can get some volume going. Hi. I'm not seeing any comments yet, so y'all have to give me a second while the lag catches up. It's so funny how it looks on the tablet versus what it looks like on the camera. Let's see. Can you hear me okay? If you can, give me a little thumbs up. Looks like Lee is with us. Hello, Lee. Where are you watching from? Oh, goodness. Come on, camera. Hopefully, I've got a good connection. I'm refreshing so I can try to see comments. So if you're typing comments, I'm not seeing them yet. All right, well, I'm going to dive in and just try to do something. Let's see. Oh, Colorado. Okay, I'm still seeing you on my phone and not on the actual live. Let's see. Okay, I've got comments on the live. I'm so excited. It's the little things. I've got my coffee here this morning. Are you a coffee drinker, Lee? You can hear and see me. Yay! Yay! That's awesome. All right, well, I'm going to just hop on and do a few little things while I'm hoping to get some interaction, hoping to get some feedback from people. So I'm going to start with ATCs because paper crafting is kind of my thing. And I'm a teacher at Madeitsparkle in Pigeon Forge in September. And that is put on by May at May Made It. And one of the things that we're going to be doing in Pigeon Forge at my class is actually going over ATCs. So I do a lot of ATCs. I started out with pocket letters, and of course those are little ATCs basically just in a set of 9 and a sleeve. So they can all be different. They can all go together. They can be a theme. They can just be random. It's just kind of whatever you want it to be. But one of the things that I like to show people is how to take a standard size sheet of paper. This is 8.5 by 11. This is craft cardstock. This one happens to be 110-pound weight. And what I see a lot of people do is take this and cut it into 9 pieces, and they've got a lot of extra that is left over. And I'm going to show you how to get 10 pieces out of your cardstock, out of your one sheet of cardstock, so that you can make the most out of your cuts. And that gives you 9 for a pocket letter and 1 for an ATC, or it gives you 10 ATCs. Then the first thing we want to do is line the paper up on the 3.5 inch mark on your trimmer. Now I like a Cricut trimmer. I've tried Fiskars, I've tried rotary, I've done a lot of different trimmers over time. I was a Creative Memories consultant for quite a long time, and I use Creative Memory stuff, but I still come back and I really like the Cricut trimmers. And so what I do with the Cricut trimmer, I line my paper up, and it's got a mark that goes all the way down. It's actually indented so you can make sure it's straight, because even though you line it up on this end, it may not actually be straight. Not all paper comes square like it's supposed to. And then I put my blade in, I sink that blade down, I push down a little bit with the Cricut blade, and I go one direction, and then I pull it towards me in the other direction, and that gives me a nice clean cut. And that's our 3.5 inch section. And I'm going to come over here. Hey Maria, good morning. Maria, you're in the Dallas area, aren't you? It didn't show me you were watching, but it showed me your comments. So hi, good morning. Anyway, so our next cuts, we go to the 2.5 inch mark, and we line it up all the way on the Cricut trimmer and sink that blade, go one direction and then the other, and you have 2.5 inch mark, 2.5 inch sections, 2 of them. Then we come back and we take our 3.5 inch strip, and we're just going to cut that into 2.5 inch sections. And there is our little ATC, just as easy as that. Or pocket letter insert, whichever one it may be for you. And I'm just going to repeat that process. And so we have four ATCs out of that one strip of 3.5 inch paper. This is what we have left over as the actual scrap from that. And then with the 2.5 inch pieces, you're just going to come in and cut them at 3.5 inches. Oh, and I have a mat behind me so that it would cut down on the glare of the light, but it's sliding around on me. Sorry about that, guys. This is the extra that you have left off of that 2.5 inch strip, and I'm going to do it again with the next one. Put those off to the side. I have so many lights going trying to get the lighting right, and it's so funny because no matter what I do, there's these crazy shadows. I don't know, we're going to have to keep working on it. So this is what we've got left over from our piece of paper as actual scrap, and you can use these for, you can punch out of them, you can fold them and make them into your little wigglers. To do that, I'll just show you that real quick. You make a V with your strip. What is it called? It's a strip of paper. You make a little L, is really what it's more like. So you've got a little triangle there. I'm going to bring it up to the camera. And then you fold that under. Nope. You fold this one over, and then you fold the next one up, and you're going to just keep going with that. I should turn the paper as I go so you can see. Let me start that over. Okay, so you fold this one over, and then you're going to fold it down, fold the next one up, fold it down, fold it over, and you have a little wiggler that you can put underneath your ephemera to pop it up. Let's see, I've always done it with longer pieces. We're going to try it again. Okay. Make it be. Oh, we have 2 Marias. Maria Fernandez. Maria Fernandez, where are you watching from? Here's one that I did with a longer strip, and you can kind of see how it all comes together. Phone's ringing. Hopefully that didn't cut me off. I put it on silent, I put it on airplane, and yet it still does. Maria's are the bomb. Yes, they are. Where are you watching from, Maria Fernandez? Oh, hopefully I didn't lose you guys. It shows that it's still going, but it's really hard to tell. On the tablet, it's hard to tell. Oh, she's gone again. Miami, the Sunshine State. I bet you're enjoying the summer. That's awesome. I've only been to Miami once, but it was incredible. Loved it, loved it. So what do y'all have going on for today? Any plans? General summer stuff? Work stuff? Pocket letter stuff? Paper crafting stuff? Anything in particular? So one of the other things I was going to show today, I've been working on junk journals. Who does junk journals? Anybody? I know we have quite a few in the group that do junk journals, but any of you guys do it? Woo, mailing. Happy mail. I love that. Yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of going to the grocery store either. Not my favorite thing. Now, Maria Fernandez, I grew up in Houston, and the humidity was really, really bad. And in the summertime, basically, it rained every day. It just got hotter and hotter and hotter and more humid until the dew point hit, and then it rained, and we had a shower, and then it was over. So there was always a chance of rain in the forecast all summer long, and in Texas, summer lasts a pretty long time. I'm wondering if Florida is kind of the same way, if you guys just get hot and humid until it bursts, or if you're actually having like storms from a tropical depression or something. What are you trying to learn, Maria? You said you're getting the courage to step up and learn. Oh, Angie's on. Hi, Angie. Good morning. Where are you coming in from? Y'all went away on my tablet, but it shows that I'm still here live, so I'm trying to come back to you. Baton Rouge. Love, love, love Louisiana. Love Louisiana. Let's see if we can figure out how to get this thing to show me comments again. Oh yes, hot and humid in Louisiana for sure. Breathing soup. Is there anything that you guys want to know about that that you're interested in learning for Paper Craft Exchange Group? I'm an admin. I actually started the group with Natalie a little over a year ago, and we came from another group that we were in that was Pocket Letters for Beginners, and we had been running Pocket Letters for Beginners for almost 2 years, and out of the blue, the owner of the group decided that she didn't want to be receiving messages anymore, even though she had kind of handed it over, and so the group got archived, and it was like, okay, we're done there. But we had already started this group, and we had another group that we were in that we've kind of closed up. It was a nice beginners group. I really liked it. I had a lot of fun with it, and it definitely kept me busy. Also kept me learning new things, which I'm all about, learning new things in the crafting industry. And the problem that you have, that we ran into with the beginners group, was flakers and scammers. We were kind of overrun with that in the beginning, and that is where a lot of our rules came to be the things that we use now in this group. We just did it based on stuff that we learned over time in the other two groups. Yay! I love that you love the group. I love that you guys are learning. Oh, I just had some emojis pop up. Yay! Love that. Okay, I'm going to go shut the door. I'll be right back. My lovely beagle was outside, and she came in, and I was like, well, no big deal. That door won't be open that long. And then it started hitting me, all of the heat. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go shut that door. I've got my coffee. Okay, well, while I'm waiting to hear if there's anything you guys want to specifically know about, I'm going to show you some of the junk journal stuff that I've been working on. I'll start with this one. And it is made entirely out of envelopes. Junk mail envelopes. That's kind of the thing that I've been working on lately. And taking return envelopes and RSVP envelopes and things like that, and putting them together into a traveler's notebook style or Midori style junk journal. So each one of these has a pocket somewhere in it. This one's got a tuck spot. It's cut open at the top and has a pocket. This one is a pocket, and inside of it is a pocket. It's a tag pocket that I make. And then that's the other side of that little envelope. Just put a flap on it. And here we've got some tuck spots. This one opens on the side. Another little tuck spot. Tuck spot. This one also opens at the top. We have another little envelope. Well, they're all envelopes. Another little pocket for you. Pocket. Pocket. Big pocket. They're all pockets. I like doing this style of junk journal where you're actually using recycled materials, and then of course black and white happens to be my favorite combination, so I did everything with just real simple black and white papers, and then it's ready to embellish and decorate for whoever ends up getting this particular one. Got another one up here at the top that opens up. I try to make it so that things won't fall out. I get some of these that are sent to me. You go to flipping pages, and the first thing that happens is you turn this page, and you've got a pocket going this way, and then you've got a pocket going this way, and you've got one up at the top, and you turn the page, and then things start falling out. And I hate when that happens. So I try to make it so that things won't fall out. It's funny, I am recording in one direction, and it's viewing in another direction. So I'm actually... I'm I'm going to turn the camera and see what that does. So hopefully you guys won't get dizzy. Actually, I'm going to cover the camera and turn it, and then we'll see. I have to straighten it out a little bit. Sorry for the wiggling. See if that helps. You might be upside down now. I don't know. With the delay, it's hard to tell. Oh, you're seeing tablet. Okay. That was why I wanted to come on and try things out so that I could test and figure out what the best way was going to be. Do any of you guys do live videos? Ooh, sorry for all the shaking. I have my little Dream Create Inspire sign so that I can see if it's showing up upside down or right side up. Necessity is the mother of invention. And Facebook completely stopped on me, so I'm going to go back to you guys. Hopefully you're still there. Technology is so much fun. Oh, it says you guys are still there. Haven't had the courage yet. Yeah, it can be a little bit nerve-wracking. Okay, let's see. I've got black screen. Can you guys see my hands? Yay, you're still there. It's funny. I'm not here at all. I've got comments, but now I have a black screen. So let me try that again. Okay, I'm going to be adjusting a little bit more. I'm trying to get y'all so you can actually see the workspace and not just watching the replay video. Hi, Sherry. Okay, well, while I'm waiting for it to catch up, let's see. Oh, sorry for all the wiggling. Possibly. Maria said I might need to turn the camera view to face me and not the back of the camera. I've got a camera here that's recording, and then I have a tablet that I'm reading comments on because it is impossible to do both on the same device for me anyway. And usually I try to have a helper, but my helper is going to be moving to college in August, so I needed to get ready to do this on my own. Hi, Nat. Good morning. So this is another of the junk journals. Let's see. I'm going to do this one first. This is another of the junk journals that I've done that I'm constructing. And you can see it is really still in junk journal form. I have not added any scrapbook paper to it at all. And this is another envelope style. This one's a little bit different. So the pockets do go on either side when you open them up. I'm going to notch some things in here to make it easier to get things in and out of, but not so much so that stuff falls out. And then you have a single pocket on this side, and then you've got closed. So this is great for a full-size sheet of paper. I shouldn't say full-size sheet of paper because it's not full-size, but you can have two sides be the same thing and score it in the middle so that you can still flip the pages easily. And then you come back and you have another single pocket. And then you've got your doubles. And then this is another where both of the pages are sealed, so this will just be covered in paper. And here's another double pocket. Sealed. I think I skipped a page. Let's see. Double pocket. Yep. Single pocket. Flat page. Single pocket. Double pocket. And that is the back of the book for now. There's no telling how much I'm going to add to it. You can add in pages. You can add in flips. I've got some that do flips. Oh, I hope y'all can hear me. I just saw the message pop up. You can't hear me. Oh, gremlins and the technology. I know, I save all the bill envelopes now. It's kind of crazy. I have a big old stack that I save out for the return mail envelopes. And some of them I save the outside envelopes too. And some of the things that I get Happy Mail in, I save those. If the bubble mailers don't work so good, but the plain ones do. Let's see. I don't know if this one has any flips in it. This is just another one that is a work in progress. Just the actual envelope construction. This is going to have pages in between it. So this page is a loose flip. There's going to be paper that goes in between them here. And this page is a loose flip. And then the other ones are where they are glued down. So these will be covered. And these will be loose flips. Got a pocket here, doubles, single. This one is really set up to add a lot of paper to it. I'm going to add lined paper and grid paper. I get quiet when I read the comments. Totally. I do. I'm used to having a helper. I'm waiting to see next comments. A sip of coffee. Always coffee. I've got another one that I did. Let me see. Let me make sure what the return address is before I show it. Maria asked if I'm doing paper or cardstock when I make the junk journals. I do both. I use the recycled envelopes that come out of the bills and everything as the base for the pockets that I like to do the envelope style more than the book style, but I've done both. And then I add in paper and cardstock, but usually the cardstock that I'm adding in is more like the printed paper that you buy, like Graphic 45 or Prima, or even the paper stacks from Michaels. So they're thicker than a regular copy paper is, but they're not super thick and like 110-pound weight. If I put the 110-pound weight in, I cut it down. I don't have it so that it's a page that turns on both sides, just because I find that it's harder to work with that way. But I do leave a little bit that is glued in on the second side of the spine, so that it has a little something to hold on to. Like if I were to put a piece of paper here, which I don't have, I'd put the piece of paper here, and actually I'd put the piece of paper on this side because it's got a pocket. I'd put a piece of paper there and just leave the opening for the pocket. Let me grab one that's got full size. Okay, so something like this where there's no opening on either side, I would take the piece of paper and put it on one side or the other and do just like what is done here, where the envelope flap is what's glued down. I'd have a flap glued down probably on the opposite side so that it's not so bulky on one side versus the other, and then cover that with another piece of paper that isn't so thick. Hope that made sense. I use coffee and tea dyed paper. A lot of people talk about doing coffee and tea dyed paper. I think that it takes an incredibly long time to do, but I do like the effect that you get from it. Actually, I'm going to go grab some and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, back. So coffee and tea dyed paper, I like the effect that you can get if you're using, if you use something to make an impression. I've got a lot of lag, so I'm going to wait until this actually shows up. La la la, la la la. All right, looks like it's coming back. So I lay different things on the paper. This one happened to be a sprayed paper instead of a wash paper, so it wasn't dunked, it wasn't painted on, it was just sprayed with a spritzer over the top so that it could get some nice effects. This one was dunked in the coffee and there was a doily on it, so it left a very faint impression. Here's one that was also dunked and sprayed so that I could get a more, I don't know, a more deeper impression of the butterfly. I've got a little butterfly cut out on that side, and then on this side there's two. This one was dunked and it has a huge doily that was laid on it. One tip I will give you if you're going to do coffee or tea dyed paper, and I see a lot of people that are talking about, okay, this is how to do it, with how to spray it or dunk it or paint it and dry it in the oven and everything. I haven't found a way to get around drying it in the oven, but the tip that I find interesting that I don't hear from people is you need to put something in your coffee or tea to neutralize the acid in it. Otherwise, your paper is going to deteriorate really, really quickly after you've dried it and put it in the junk journals and whatnot. And you really wouldn't want to put photos on it if it doesn't have acid neutralizing, if the acid in that isn't neutralized, because it'll ruin your photos quick. Nobody wants to create a keepsake that is then going to just fall apart. So I add baking soda to mine to neutralize the acid and make the tincture that way. Funny story, I made this gorgeous pink tea, and it was, I won't say where it's from. It was from a shop that was really awesome, and it was very expensive, but it made this beautiful, beautiful pink color, and I absolutely loved it. Pink is my color. If I'm going to have color, I want it to be pink or I want it to be aqua, and I've yet to find an aqua tea. So I did this pink tincture that was really, really strong and used this expensive tea to make it. And I was like, it's okay. It's going to last. It's going to be so worth it. I added the baking soda to it, and it immediately went to this purplish mildish gray color. And then when we started spraying it, it really didn't have much of the pink quality at all. It's got some gray quality, and then it yellowed around the everything that was put on the paper. It yellowed around it really, really strongly. Now the batches that we did with that tea that we dunked and we let it sit in the tea, it turned gray. Just gray. It's like, well, all right, it's something. It's a little different. And Facebook left me again, so I'm going to talk, but I won't be able to read your comments for a minute because the gremlins have got me. Gremlins. It says there's comments. Yay for comments. Maria, you just let yours air dry. How long does it take for them to air dry? Nat, I can see your comment now. It's just really having a lot of lag time. How long does it take for your papers to air dry, and do you do them individually or do you stack them? I've tried several different processes with the whole tea dyeing, coffee dyeing. I don't like the coffee so much, which is funny because I'm a coffee drinker. I love the smell of coffee. I drink lots of coffee, so I have the coffee grounds to make it. But I don't like the effect so much on the paper. I like the tea much better. And I've gotten to the point now where I'm putting my tincture in a small spray bottle and spritzing it on when I really want to have the definition of, sorry, lost you guys again. When I want to have the definition of the impression so that I've got a shape or some design on the paper. And I do mine about half and half, half with a design and half without. And of course, I put, like this one, for example, it had the doily on it, dunked it with the doily on it, laid another piece of paper on top of that did not have a doily, so the impression went on both. It was just darker on this one than it was on the one that was on top of it. Bring that up to the camera and let y'all see that a little better. It's got roses and a lattice pattern. It's pretty standard stuff as far as what the doily looks like, but I like having some kind of interest to the paper. Can't see comments at all. Let's see. A paper mess. My kitchen looks like a paper mess whenever I'm doing paper on the weekends. And then it's just everywhere while it's drying. And I use the oven as well as just laying them out everywhere. I'm going to show you all another of the junk mail journals that I'm working on. This one is a little bit different. I used a large, I guess that would be a 9 by 11, 9 by 12 envelope as the base of this. So I'm going to open it up backwards first so you can see what I mean. And this is actually what I had mailed to me, something mailed to me, and I'm just using it as the outside. I've cut the top off so it does make one large pocket. And then it does a wraparound. And so you open it up and you've got this page over here. Let's see, am I doing that right? No, I got it backwards. Okay, so you open it up like this, and then you open up the first page, and you've got a little flip that has a pocket. And then you have this one that actually opens up. Hopefully you can see all of that in the screen. And so you've got a pocket on this side, a pocket on this side, and a pocket on this side. And then you've just got a single envelope. And then there's another one that opens up. So there's a pocket here, pocket here, and of course this is a pocket as well. Turn the page, and then this one just opens up one time. So you've got a pocket here, a pocket here, a pocket here, and that's it. That's all I've got in it so far. I've got to cover each of the pages and get it decorated. Add some paper. But I thought this one was really kind of fun. It reminded me a little bit of our flip books, where it's got lots of things in it. And I think I'm going to give this one to my sissy. She's getting ready to embark on a big adventure. Her family is taking the next year to declutter and sell off everything that they've got in their house and get their house ready to rent. And they are going to go on the road for a year with their 2 elementary school kids and just go and see the country and do a little homeschooling and adventures. So I thought this one would be kind of a fun thing for them. I believe I've got 12 envelopes in here, so there's one for every month if they wanted to do something with receipts or memorabilia or whatever. But I know they're trying to get into doing minimalist things. Oh, Maria, I know what you mean about it heating the house up. I have free electricity on the weekends in Texas. I found this was not a nationwide thing, so I know Maria's in Texas like I am. But in Texas, in a lot of areas, you have the option of picking your electric company. So there's a lot of competition about what you can do to, they want you to pick me. So they put out different promotions, and one of the ones that I did was free weekends. And so on the weekends, I cranked the AC down, which of course it's still working overtime, but I crank the AC down and turn the oven on, and I do my drying in the oven for a couple hours on the weekends, so that way the AC is helping with the heat. But when we start hitting 100 degrees every day or start getting a heat wave like Natalie's got, I am not going to be drying anything in the oven. Might figure out how to put it on pins and take it outside and have clothespins going with paper attached to it, because it's going to be hotter outside than it's going to be in our oven, I do believe. All right, guys. Well, if you don't have any specific questions, thank you for, oh, wait. Do I have an example of one decorated? Sherry, I don't have an example of one decorated because I typically do them up and mail them out as soon as they're finished. So I have these that I keep, that I just keep building as the mail comes in. I have a stack of envelopes that I keep, and I sort through the different sizes. And then when I've got enough to do one, I just put a base together. And then when I have a swap, or if I have one that is ordered, then I finish it up and I send it out. So I'll have to start taking some pictures of them and be better about my photos. See if y'all have any more questions. I don't have anything. I don't have anything I have to get off for, Nat. What do you have? I have a chalk couture demo I was going to do at another time today. But if you have an idea, I want to hear your idea. Read your idea. I don't know how to quite say that. La, 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 la. Oh, Nope, can't do copyrighted music. I would love to have a Q&A. If you want to type into the group that we'll do a Q&A, that would be great. I need some cues. Yes, if you have a question about paper crafting, anything in general, if you've got a question about things that we do in the group, you can ask that. I've been a paper crafter for many, many years. I work in I work with a lot of different things. Paper is my medium of choice. I like to do small art like ATCs and pocket letter inserts. I also like to just make small embellishments. My embellishments are not in the shabby chic range, so it's a little different than a lot of what I see out there. I like Tim Holtz stuff, but I'm not so much shabby. I like black and white, a little more Kate Spade than Tim Holtz. Black and white and gold and hot pink and clean lines and circles. Everything is circles. Thanks, Nat. Do you have a question that you get all the time that you can share with the group, and then I'll see if I can answer it? Natalie is our fearless leader. She is our mama bear that takes care of all the stuff behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. You guys see her much more than you see me. She is fabulous with this group, and I adore her and love her and appreciate her. She's my crafty best friend. I think Maria was having to go to the grocery store. Like the envelope. Sherry's asking, as a beginner, what do I collect for crafting? That is a great question. As far as like things, recycled materials, I have a blog. My blog is currently called Paper Crafting on a Dime because I am frugal. I don't mind spending money, but I typically spend money on tools instead of consumables. So that's why I like to build with the envelopes. One of the other things that I keep is chipboard. So cereal boxes, any kind of cardboard that comes into my house. If it is bigger than 2.5 inches, chances are it's going to be cut up. It's either going to be made into ATC inserts or it's going to be made into covers for the envelope flip books. I do a lot of covers. It's going to be made into A2 size cards, which is 4.25 by 4.25 by 5.5 is the base of a card. Because some of your chipboard stuff that comes into your home is going to be much thinner than others. Like for example, if you're using a cracker box, that is much thinner than a cereal box for some reason. But you can always take two pieces of the same thing and glue them together and have it be a little more sturdy. So I save cardboard that comes in. I just have to give myself a limit because otherwise I get overrun by the amount of packaging. I also save acetate. I like the thicker acetate, but I will use thinner acetate bags. I save the bags. I cut the labeling off, cut the tops off, and then use them for sending out Happy Mail when I'm repackaging items. Hopefully you guys aren't hearing that. Sorry about the movement. What else do I save? Oh my goodness, so much. Nat, do you have anything that you would say that you try to always save? Oh, I'm having shadow issues, guys. Sorry, I'm going to adjust the camera again. Oh, we adjusted it too much. I see Judith has joined us. Hi Judith, where are you watching from? Sorry for the movement, guys. Yep, mailing boxes. We get packages in. I use those for junk journal covers, everything like that. Chipboard is probably the most expensive thing that I don't buy because I'm always saving the cardboard. Always, always. Like I said, you can take 2 thin pieces and glue them together. My glue of choice is art glitter glue. It works really, really quickly, but there's lots of liquid glues out there that do the same thing. Or similar thing. I shouldn't say same thing because anybody who's using art glitter glue knows it dries clear, it dries really, really quick, and a little bit goes a long way. It's not something that you want to use more of. You want to just use a really thin bead of glue to go around your projects because otherwise if you do more, it takes longer to dry and then it can also warp your paper. Any other questions? Give me a happy face if you're an art glitter glue user. Now that's a perfect idea. You tissue boxes, things that have patterns on them, save that for your art. A lot of packaging, especially for supplies that craft supplies come in. If you are buying craft supplies, a lot of that packaging is great for art. I do use old books. I'm kind of crazy about books. I collect old cookbooks, so it's really hard for me to cut those up. But I do save old books and cut the spines out. I use the spine of the book, the cover and the spine of the book for my junk journals and things of that nature. And then I use the insert pages for doing, usually I use them for die cuts more than anything. Sometimes I use book paper to go in my junk journals. I don't like to use the antique stuff for that because even though it has such a great patina on the paper is very, very fragile. So if I'm going to put book pages in something, I typically go with either a garage sale find or a Dollar Tree book. Dollar Tree sells hardcover books and you can get, 900 pages for $1. That's a great deal. I don't use magazines. Old music books are great. I love old music paper, and again, that's something that I find at thrift stores. I'm getting to be a little bit of a thrift store fanatic where it's kind of like a Tuesday morning thing for me. I want to go in every one that I come across, and it's really frustrating if they don't have anything, but I've gotten to the point where I'm being pretty picky because my collection of stuff is really more like a hoard. It is crazy the amount of stuff that I've got. Need to use it up. I do a lot of, I've started doing a lot of racks and sending extra items in my swabs because I just need to use it up. I gotta make room. Not to fill the room up, just to have room. Oh, and music paper does make really pretty flowers. Natalie uses the magazines for cutting out words for embellishments. That's a great idea. Most of my magazines are cooking magazines, but I could probably go with titles and go through and take some old Paula Deen magazines that I've got a stack of. I've got 3 years worth of magazines just stacked up that I'm not really doing anything with them anymore. And I could go through those and cut out some flowers and tiny words. Sherry, what's your favorite craft to make at this point? You said that you're a beginner. What do you like to make? Gift bags, that's a great idea, Nat. Saving gift bags, tissue paper, wrapping paper, that kind of thing. You can make a lot of really cute inserts for pocket letters out of that stuff, and for ATC backgrounds. If you like it and you think it's pretty, save it, use it. The key is, for me, is the use it part. I'm good at the save it part. It's just like buying that paper. I love to buy that pretty paper, and then I don't want to cut my pretty paper. So I've had to really force myself to start using everything up. Again, I want to make space. How about you, Maria? Do you have anything that you like to recycle, that you save for your crafting? I'm still working on putting my craft room back together. I have had some adventures as of late and recently moved back to Texas. And I'm in Texas for a little while, at least, while my daughter's getting ready to go off to college in San Marcos. And so I'm here for a little bit. And that means that everything that I had packed up and moved out, I have moved back in. So it's been a little bit of a crazy journey for me, even though it's kind of temporary at this point while I'm figuring out what I'm doing next. I am still trying to get my craft room set up, because I find that if I am able to create any day, every day, whenever the mood strikes me, I'm a much happier person. And let's see, I think Sherry said she likes to do ATCs. Yes. Wants to make pocket letters and journals. Awesome. Natalie says she's terrible about not using paper scraps, so that she has it left over. Exactly. I do the same thing. Oh, you're tossing things that are not 6 by 6. I'm so not that. I'm like, oh, it's 2 inches. I can punch art out of that. It's 2.5 inches. I can cut that into an ATC. It's kind of crazy. And I have every size kind of punch you can imagine, from 2.5 inches big all the way down into micro mini. And I do lots and lots of punch art. These days I find that pretty much I'm sticking with flowers and butterflies. I really like roses, and I like different styles of butterflies that I can then layer up. I can't stand looking at it either. The clutter is getting to me, and the boxes of boxes. So I'm trying to get everything undone, and then I'll be doing a live for you guys showing off my craft room. Okay, it looks like I just got booted off again, so I'm going to actually end this one, and I may come on again later today when I do the setup a little different to see if I can get the shadows a little more under control. I'm going to try to read the comments. Let's see. I just saw one pop up, but I can't read it. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm sorry that I'm cutting it off short. Now that people are starting to comment, we'll try it again here in a little bit, but I am unable to read comments, so I'm going to finish it up and talk to you later. Bye.